Well, this was a chapter of combination of many things. A combination of beautiful colors, beautiful friendship, and yeah, that's what about it. Not a beautiful end. If anything, the end hints towards a very great despair. As now decides Asami to be truly serious with dealing with the rebels. He decides to split them up in different groups. One group has four of the strongest cooks in the rebel team: Isami, Soma, Megami, and Erina. So yeah, I have no idea how the rest is gonna survive. It's time for the rebels to prove their worth, but we'll get to that in a moment. In this Shokugeki no Soma chapter of 178. The chapter begins heartwarming. With the rebels passing, they have allowed a long free time, so they decides to hit out in Hokkaido and checks around. One has to compliment the one who decides to draw, because I know that the fact that the one who writes the story is not the same one who draws all these wonderful pictures, but the picture he that one creates is certainly very beautiful, as you can almost see the winter feeling in, well, there we see the light colors and everything, but so we see all those light and all those different shows, and it's pretty beautiful. The Soma team, who is this, consists mostly right now of Megami, Erina, Mito, Isami, and Soma, and some others maybe later, decides to well, they eat some cold ice cream during the winter. Apparently, Hokkaido is famous for their ice cream, and they get fascinated with this. During their time to travel, Rina once again open up their hearts. The Sundere Queen is finally cracking to become a true person. Well, she has managed to reveal her true feelings for a while now. And it's pretty wonderful to see her go through all this development. Even Mito, I mean Nikomi, as I always call her, there was, I wouldn't really say there was some bad blood, but Erina threw her away once she lost against Soma. And well, although she has always admired Erina since then, she was ashamed to ever see herself in front of Erina. Now that, but in a way, they were the same thing. Mikumi is a successor to a meat industry. Erina is a successor for many things more with her god's tongue. So, in the end, she says she will always admire Erina and everything else. And it turns out that the shoujo manga Erina borrowed was belonging to Megami. So even Megami and Erina here becomes closer friends. Yeah, the beginning of the half of this chapter is just an enormous amount of feels. Despite the darkness of the winter and the cold, you can almost warm up when you see the lights flicking over there and Erina smiling. Yeah, you can. This chapter has an enormous amount of feels until its ending, of course, because then we are thrown into true despair. As it turns out that when Soma, Takumi, Megami, and Erina gets on the board, she gets a call from Hisaku, who reveals that her train left 30 minutes ago. But it's not like they got on the wrong train. No, it turns out that this time Asami is gonna pull something a little bit more drastic. If if cheating couldn't break the rebels, he will break them separately. And this time he has called in the Elite 10 to do that. And who is the one who's on Soma's team? Well, that's none other than Rindo, who finally reveals her true color. I mean, I never liked her and her evilness. She's the favorite of many manga reviewers, including uh, uh, Shows of Anime World, but I still cannot trust her. She may be sexy and she may be, well, very, well, more sympathizing than some other Elite Tens, but the fact that she hides something, I know she does. And given to the fact you see her vampire teeth again when she ends licking when she shows her knives when she reveals that the Elite 10 will now be the third exam. And she says to Yukihara, how we're gonna enjoy this. I have a hinting that her behavior will not be kind. So now the rebels are split up in different groups. Who has ended up with who? Moreover, this time the Elite 10 will handle them. Now we really end up in the question, how many will survive? Given to the fact that Arena have talked so highly of them, I would want everybody to survive, but it still seems very unlikely that everybody will survive now that we have the Elite 10 here. But I gotta say, I like the Soma team. Takumi, Megumi, and okay, I guess even Erina. I mean, and Soma, of course. There's no better team than them. But given to the fact that Rindo is the character who's going to face them, I think Takumi and Megumi are gonna be sacrificial pawns for us just to see how dangerous Rindo is. Because if you think about it, her cooking and her personality in cooking is a very huge mystery. I mean, many of the other Elite 10 are, but she is one of the biggest mystery. It has been revealed she has a very strong palate, being able to repel that Kuga's spices, and also she only had to take a look at the Izan's random food in order to find out what he was going to cook. So she has an eye for cooking, really. So it's not unlikely that some of the Dynamite team will become sacrificial pawns. But who will survive of the other poor saps? Who knows? The real battle starts now, the third day. Can they survive? Which means, well, they have to defeat the Elite 10, so to speak, in order to do that. That's gonna be the question. Give me your thoughts if you have any.